would say we were good together. I would say we had fun.
Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and joining the family. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Also remember to hit the like and share button, guys, as well are very helpful in ensuring that our videos reach a wider audience. Welcome to my rating of the Fragrance World and French Avenue fragrances within my collection. And disclaimer, guys, fragrances are subjective, so what I may like you might not like, and vice versa, so please do not take offense in some of the ratings here. Lastly, do take note that I did do a huge declutter of my collection, so the fragrances that I have here are either like, tolerate, love, or I'm absolutely obsessed with. But I had to rate them because I did promise that during the month of June I'm going to bring you videos where I rate my entire collection, starting with the Middle Eastern fragrances. Now the rating, guys, is from 10 being my least favorite to number 1, of course, being my favorite. And sitting on number 10 is going to be Fragrance World Bella Dolce but Delice. Now this takes number 10 spot, guys, because if this fragrance went missing in my collection, I wouldn't really be mad, okay? However, I do use this fragrance. It draws inspiration of that Kayali's Eden Juicy Apple, and it is a fragrance that was presented there. Fragrance World jumping on that Eden Juicy Apple trend, because there was a time where we were getting a lot of Eden Juicy Apple juice. We got one from Halaj and then we got Sublime from Latafa, so they hopped on the trend, and it does smell very similar to that Eden Juicy Apple. But I put it at number 10, guys, because it is a DNA that I can go for months without even thinking of. So it is a Red Delice of their Fragrance World subsidiary. And then another one that takes number 10 spot is going to be Nudo Tutti Frutti. This one is a victim of circumstances based on what I thought it was going to be. There was word that this was gonna draw inspiration of that Kirke by MFK, a fun, nostalgic, fantasyland type of a fragrance. It takes me to theme parks, you know, it just takes me to my childhood, and I absolutely love it. And it has a definition, something that this one does not have. This one has a tutti fruity note, and it just presents as a perfume that is not memorable. I wouldn't really call it childish. I think maybe the undoing was also in the packaging, because this does look like it's going to be a childish fragrance, you know, something that you want to give your teenager or something. It's not childish to the nose. It just smells like what perfume smells like. When you walk into a mall and you pass through a perfume store and there's so many fragrances mixed at the same time, none of them being niche, you're going to have a representation of what this one is doing. And therefore I put it as at number 10, because if it went missing in my collection, I really wouldn't miss it. Number 9, we have this one, okay? This is of the French Avenue line, and this is Zenith Vanilla. I love this vanilla, I do. It's a flawless, smooth vanilla, and the fragrance itself draws inspiration of diorama. And I was hoping that it will get richer and richer, but it still remains safe. It does present a smooth, flawless vanilla, but it's pretty shy, and I wish it could do more. So it is a fragrance, guys, that despite me wearing it, there was a time I actually went on to douse myself in this fragrance because I wanted it to speak. It kept on being that shy, smooth but shy vanilla. So it lacks in performance and does not project as much as I would love it to. Before we get into the next lot, a quick shout out, guys, to fragrances from our brand. These are my creations. Noah Herde is the second creation. Proud Mary is the very first creation that I made under the brand Macedon Perfumes. This is 120 mls straight to parfum, and this is 100 mls of straight to parfum. Both fragrances are unisex, and both fragrances can be worn all year round. You can purchase them right here on YouTube by clicking the store link, or you can purchase them on our website directly, which is macedonperfumes.com. You can save money, guys, by purchasing both as a combo. However, this in full price is $89, and Proud Mary is $149 full price. So if you grab the combo, you get to save money. And remember to leave us feedback because we are now on Fragrantica. I would very much love to hear your thoughts about these two creations. Now we move on to the next. Okay, Fragrance World gave us Cocktail Intense in this line, drawing inspiration, of course, of that Killian Angel shade, and then they gave us Icy Roses. My Cocktail Intense, I ran through it, finished it because I did love it. It's just that there were so many other, fragrances that came after it, also drawing inspiration of Angel shade to an extent that I now sit as a person who really doesn't care about the Angel shade DNA overall because I feel it was just overly done. Whiskey Intense, the third one on the line, is drawing inspiration off that Old Fashioned, but it's soft. And Old Fashioned itself is a fragrance that's comprised of leather, woods, incense, the whiskey note. I think it's got amber, heavyweight notes. And you would think that with all those heavyweight notes, we would have a fragrance here that is beastly, and that is not what I get. It is likable, it is enjoyable. You can see the dent. I do wear this, I like it, but it's so soft. So that is why I put it on 8th position in terms of rating. Number 7, guys, I dropped Schmello Fluff. This draws inspiration of that Kayali's Yum Bougie, right? And its undoing is it's redundant in my collection. It's redundant in my collection. It does represent that marshmallow scent, fruity, fun, candy floss, even dessert gourmand scent well. But it came a little bit late when I had piled up on my Paris corners that were inspired by that same fragrance. This will match if you're looking for a good contender to Yum Bougie. Yes, you can certainly purchase this, but I put it at number 7 because to me, I got it with a lot of expectations, thinking it's going to be a twist or something, but it was just 101, and for that reason it's on number 7. Now on 6th position, guys, we have from Fragrance World Salted Caramel. In this, you're not going to get that saltiness, nor are you going to get a fair share of caramel. So it is just there. I do not hate it, I do not love it, I'm not obsessed with it, but it's just there. Okay, and I put it at number 6 because the naming is pretty misleading. I mean, if you vote it based on, oh, I like salty fragrances, I'm probably gonna like this, or I like fragrances on the sweet sticky caramel side, that's not what you're gonna get from this. So I put it at number 6 for that reason. Number 5, and we are now at midpoint. These are fragrances that honestly I could repurchase. Let's say I finished them, depending on, of course, what's being rolled out on the market. The first one on 5th position, guys, is going to be Atlantic Strait. I like this fragrance. Fragrance World did an amazing job with this fragrance based off of the note pyramid. You would think this is going to be a host of notes clashing, pushing and pulling, but that's not what happens with this fragrance. It does have the watermelon and it has that coconut, and in the base I believe this one has cacao. So if you just look at that scent pyramid and one of those people that draw conclusions before spraying this, you might think but that's not what this juice ends up doing. It keeps the watermelon in the lead, so you have to love watermelon fragrances for you to appreciate this. Also has the citruses there, but it holds its own. It is a beautiful, flawless summer scent with some depth. So I put it, guys, at number 5. I actually am tempted to perhaps get a decant or a full size of some of the flankers that came after this one, because I'm just curious as to what the red one, and I think the other one is in a clear bottle, is doing. Awesome fragrance. I cannot fault this. And then again on number 5, guys, I had to put Scorpio. This is off their Zodiac line, and I know that this line perhaps didn't trend that much because once you make fragrances in this like Zodiac themed line, some people do not believe in the horoscope, and it just narrows your chances of perhaps going viral, with your fragrances. This Scorpio, I was hoping that it's going to right there bang on, make me happy and bring out the Scorpio in me. And what I would say they got right when it comes to the Scorpio sign itself, it is in how mysterious the fragrance flows. But this ends up being something very similar to Gris Chanel, a fragrance that I really don't care for, but I do agree that there is an element of mystery in that Gris Chanel, something that I get in here. I wish this one was more richer, even darker. I think I would have loved it better. So yeah, that is why it's sitting, guys, at position number 5. Then we get to number 4. These are fragrances that if I had to repurchase, I would, because these fragrances are so good, at least to my nose. I like them. The first one is going to be Soir. I came to you guys with this one. This is an MFK Grand Soir smell alike, okay, from Fragrance World. From Fragrance World this time, and it's awesome. If you like your fragrances, guys, with that amber, woods, smooth, then get yourself this one. I do have, I think, 2 samples of Grand Soir that were thrown in with a purchase, and I tried the 2 side by side, and I can honestly tell you that if you do not have the coins, just get yourself this one. It's beautiful. Another one that I put at number 4, guys, is going to be Western Shisha. This is a smoking hot. Is it? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think it is. They take on Killian's Smoking Hot, but this is more of a twist. I like that they named it Western Shisha, and the interpretation of the Shisha is bang on, and it's a beautiful fragrance. If you like your fragrances on a fruity side, just a tad bit incensey, then you are going to appreciate this one, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. Sitting on number 3, guys, is Vulcan Bay. This one has been compared a lot to Pink Boa by Stefan Hamburg, and if Pink Boa smells like this, then it is a gorgeous fragrance. It's going to have a combination of an aromatic rosemary there at the top, again with an aromatic black currant and a fruity blackberry, and I like that it doesn't get to a point of piercing. The note pyramid at the top there could easily be a bit spiky, like too sharp, but that's not what this one does. I do not have Pink Boa to compare, but I love it in its own capacity. The mid of this introduces a bubbly, juicy raspberry, and I think a strawberry, and I do believe this one has the note of whiskey. If it's not whiskey, then it's gin, but it does have a booze in it. I like that it projects, it's long lasting, and it is a fragrance that's memorable to me. On number 2, guys, we have Aries, another one of their Zodiac line. This feels to me like an intensified bright crystal, Versace bright crystal-esque fragrance. I sprayed it here. This, I am honestly giving it merit in how it defines the notes that are listed in it. So it's going to have that pomegranate and the pink pepper there at the top, and those are going to add a fizziness to this fragrance. And then it's going to have like a leafy feel of a blackcurrant without crossing over to that blackcurrant being cat pissy, which is something that can sometimes happen when a fragrance tries so much to define the blackcurrant. This has that definition of the blackcurrant. Perhaps it's a dilution of the same blackcurrant in the pink pepper, that it is a fragrance that communicates. A little bit on the green side, and it is also a bit on the floral side, something that can easily put me off in fragrances, but it works. So I put Aries at number 2, just together with Maima's Libra. They nailed those. They nailed. In fact, I would say from the Zodiac line, Libra will be number 1, and then this one will be number 2, and then the Scorpio one will probably take the 3rd spot. All right, now next up on number 2 is going to be Shalina Exclusive. I don't know whether they still make this fragrance, guys. This is a very, very, very old bottle in my collection. I put it on that rating because to me it's 101. I just wish they hadn't gone for a bottle like this. I wish maybe they had just put it in a regular bottle. We were going to crack the code. We were going to know that it's drawing inspiration of that Delina Exclusive. Let me show you. I don't know whether you can see that. My camera is obviously going to dim the light, and then you'll see the level it's at. Everything about it nails that DNA, and to top it off, it is on the affordable side. So if you're looking for a powdery, rosy, incensey scent, you could perhaps look into purchasing Shalina exclusive from Fragrance World. Down to number one. Okay, now these are the creme de la creme. This is French Avenue to me. If you ask me, oh, do you use French Avenue, I'll say absolutely. And the first fragrance that will come to mind as memorable from the brand is going to be, you know, amongst these ones that I'm going to show you here, Gracia Rosa being the first one, guys. And this takes number one spot, drawing inspiration of Dom Rosa. And if you watch the video that I did here with Liquid Imagines Dom Rosa, I did tell you that this one actually projects better than the real thing. So this, guys, deserves the merit to my nose because it outperforms the original. All right, so I absolutely love this one, and for that reason I put it at number one. And then we have Veneno Scarlet. This is my second bottle. The first one I had, my mom took that bottle and ran with it. She said, I don't care, I'm taking this bottle. I love this juice. This is a fruity berry scent, vivid caramel, spicy cinnamon, and I like how it plays around with a note of leather without adding a push and pull in this fragrance. Because sometimes when you build a fragrance around fruity notes, especially those light aquatic fruity notes, sometimes the leather and the patchouli can do a push and pull. Worse more if you then add tonka, which is the note pyramid for this fragrance, but this fragrance works. It's not a childish fruity scent. It's bright, it's got depth, it's sweet. Another one that draws inspiration of the Stefan Humbert Lucas fragrances, and I believe this one is inspired by Venom Incarnate, if I'm not mistaken. I do not have a single Stefan Humbert fragrance in my collection, so I am rating this one independently. The last one, guys, on the number one, if you know, maybe you know, is going to be Hypnotic Gold. Truly speaking, when I got this fragrance initially, it hadn't set. This is one that you need to give a chance because when mine showed up initially, it was all over the place. I could tell that's a concentrated fragrance, but I think it had, you know, been agitated by the postage and stuff, but now it is set. This is one of the heavyweight fragrances from the house of French Avenue. It does kind of remind me of Honey Oud by Montal to an extent, but it has a sweetness that's amped up a little bit more because Honey Oud by Montal, if I had to say that was a character, would be, or personality, would be a personality like, you know, that serious principle. When you walk into the office and you somehow think you feel like you could be in trouble just because they're that intimidating and they're that serious. And that's the kind of personality that I would put on Honey Oud. Something that is a little bit different, you know, in here. This uses a sweet cotton candy accord. It does list saffron, but the saffron also in this does not go leathery. It is also sweetened, okay? And then it has a honey note and a lot of interesting notes. So this is nice. This is beautiful. It's a beast. To me, it gets better with time. So if you have this fragrance and it hasn't done anything for you, just give it a little bit of time. The vanilla in this is also speaking. So this sits at number one in my collection. So yeah, that's it, guys. Those are some of the Fragrance World fragrances that I do have in full size in my collection. So these bottles from French Avenue and Fragrance World survived in my collection because I feel they were good enough to keep. Let's meet in the comment section, guys, where we discuss more about fragrances. Let me know your loves or your faves from the house of French Avenue and Fragrance World. Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, guys, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.